Coming up on the Red Shirt, NCAA 25 is making massive news headlines this week. My thoughts on star running backs in the NFL testing free agency, as well as a check-in on the NBA standings with only 20 games to go. Sports fans, welcome into episode 4 of the Red Shirt, where today I'm actually wearing a red shirt. Today is going to be a huge episode. I'm so excited because we've got NCAA 25 news. I'm so excited for this game that has not been out in 10 or 11 years. It is literally the best time of the year for me. Now, before we get into it, make sure that we like, subscribe, share with a friend, because it's better to experience sports as a team, as a group. It's always fun that way. So share with a friend that's interested in these topics, and let's get into this. So to start off, last week NCAA 25 released massive news, especially by Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit, who are finally able to show what they've been doing behind the scenes. Both are confirmed to be basically the A-team of commentary on ESPN, and I say that because there's also a Fox group, which is so exciting. On ESPN, the ABC games at nighttime, Kirk Herbstreit, Chris Fowler are always the two guys that are in the booth, battling it out, doing whatever they do. They're fantastic at it. And those are two people that I've watched ever since I was 7, 8 years old on TV. So it's awesome to see that those two are back together in action, especially on NCAA 25, not just in real life, because we have to wait so long for college football to start back up. Another thing that they released was that there's going to be more than just the one commentating group. It's not just going to be ESPN. You're going to be able to choose between them and I believe a Fox broadcast. I haven't heard anything about a CBS broadcast. For now, at least we know that there will be two broadcast groups. In the Fox group, I don't know if it's Gus Johnson or Joel Klatt, but that would be awesome if it's those two. I don't know if those two have came out and said anything yet. But Chris Fowler, on a video that he posted on Instagram, was able to take you behind the scenes and basically go through how he's been recording the last couple months from EA and, kind of answer the question like, hey, is this serious? And he's like, absolutely it is. EA is working through every detail. You want to kick a 71-yard field goal? We have that. You want to punt on second down? It's in the game. 5 interceptions in the first quarter. We got you covered. So it's just awesome to see that EA is saying, hey, we want this to be the realest commentary that we've ever had in a game. And I know, get that thought out of your head that, oh, it's just going to be a reskin of Madden and the microtransactions and it's just going to be spend money on it. Like, no, it's not. It's going to be so much better than that. And I think finally we can sit here and just relax. We can say this is happening. We can just be happy that EA is doing something that the fans want. Now, more news about the game has come out, and a lot of players like, I believe, Denzel Burke from Ohio State, Will Johnson from Michigan, I believe Jackson Dart was a big one. They've all said yes, and I'm hoping, I don't know anyone that's came out and actively said no, and I don't know why they would. If you're going to complain about the players getting $600 and a free copy of the game as one of the players, you're going to say, that's not enough for me. I'm sorry, but this is way bigger than just number 63 on Notre Dame's left guard. It's nobody cares. And if you want the realism, just join the game. I mean, growing up, didn't you want your name to be on the game? I did. I wanted to create myself, even though I'm 5'8" and would never be able to play a sport. I would love to be in the athlete's position where I could be like, wow, I can get paid to be on this game when I don't even believe they were being paid for it 10, 12 years ago. Nice little upgrade there, and you get a free copy of the game. This is something that all these athletes have dreamt about since they were kids, is to be on the game. So I hope there's no issues with getting them on the game. Now, release date, we don't know yet. I believe they said June of this year it'll be coming out, and I'm so excited. They can have my money. I'm going to give them 60, 70 bucks. I literally got the new Xbox, thank you, Phil, back in December, because I didn't want to have to buy one in 3 months. And now I've been playing Madden. We'll get into that. If you want to check out those Madden videos, they're there. So excited for NCAA 25 to come out. It is just great news. And I feel so happy that it's been 11 years and we're finally getting some more information. Now, we haven't seen any gameplay yet. I think it's the same engine as Madden. I just cannot wait to see the graphics that they have, the aesthetics, the game day crowd. Like just all the little things that make Saturday in college football great. I hope that they can introduce it. I don't care. I will sit through every cutscene of the game to watch Lee Corso or Pat McAfee, whoever it is, put on a headgear. I don't know what they're going to do, but I can't wait for it. Let me know down below what your thoughts are on NCAA 25 and what team are you going to start playing with first? Because for me, I've seen a lot of Citadel people. I'm probably going to start with UCF and build them up from the Big 12. Now, our second topic today, let's get right on into it, is going to be in the NFL, where in the last week, a lot of star running backs are being told, hey, we're not franchise tagging you, and we're probably not going to give you another deal. I believe the only name on there that people were going to try to restructure, I think it was Josh Jacobs, but I could be wrong about that. The names Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, I believe Tony Pollard was one of them, and there's more, I'm just missing them, I'm pretty sure, are all not going to be on their same team that they were on this year. They'll be on them next year, if that makes sense. This is something that has been a battle for running backs the last couple years, where they feel like they're being misrepresented. And don't get me wrong, I think the running backs in the league are fantastic. I mean, Christian McCaffrey is a different weapon, right? He's absolutely built different. But then you get guys, Nicholas Chubb on the Cleveland Browns, great running back. I was just going to stick in the AFC North, but I don't think Joe Mixon or Najee Harris or J.K. Dobbins are worth mentioning as like the top tier guys yet. Guys, James Cook's getting up there, playing pretty well. All around the league, there's been these guys, Austin Eckler. I mean, there's probably 10 to 12 elite running backs in the league. But I'm here to tell you the harsh truth. They don't matter. All right, they might matter week 4 on Sunday to win your fantasy matchup, and they might rush for 150 yards and have a great game and win. And that's where they're going to make their money. Go look at the graphic that was put out for, I think, every Super Bowl winner since 2010. Their running back didn't make anywhere close to $10 million. And I know McCaffrey could have broken that. There's been some years where the loser could have broken that. But nonetheless, the team that has won the Super Bowl does not have an elite running back. All the way back to, you can go Marshawn Lynch. And I looked at the game earlier because I was like, okay, Marshawn Lynch made $5 to $10 million. I don't remember the number, but he was the highest paid out of anyone there, right alongside Leonard Fournette. And Fournette was having a good playoff run with the Bucs that year. But Marshawn Lynch in the Super Bowl, I think he had something like 19 carries for 38 yards. Whatever it was, he was averaging like less than 3 yards a carry, and he had a 1-yard touchdown. He wasn't even the leading rusher for his team that game that they blew out the Broncos because the defense was just absolutely elite. We can even go back to saying an elite running back has not helped the team win a Super Bowl in probably 15 years. And I know that sucks for the running backs because they're great guys to watch on Sunday. They're fun when you get to just see them, rush for a 30-yard touchdown. It's like, that was exciting. The truth is that the trend has been that the running backs don't matter. And I don't want to say that they don't matter at all. But just to win a Super Bowl, what matters is having the quarterback right. You look at every of the last Super Bowl winners, and I mean, even like Nick Foles had a great postseason run. You look at the guys from our, like, at least my, being the college student that I was growing up, like the LaShawn McCoys, even though I believe he won a Super Bowl being like the third fiddle to either the Chiefs or the Bucs. I can't remember. Maybe both. Guys like that we grew up with, DeMarco Murray, Frank Gore, they didn't win Super Bowls. They didn't. Adrian Peterson, they didn't make it. They can't take over a game like they used to be able to. It's not just hand the ball off to your running back 30 times a game and let him win the game for you anymore. Now, some people like Derrick Henry have kept that style where it's like, we're going to lean on you. And that's fine. Like, teams can lean on the running back, but in the end of the day, you need the elite quarterback to win the Super Bowl. And I think every single year we've seen that trend continue. The winning team has the better quarterback most of the time. That's just why I think it's better that these running backs don't get paid the money that they're asking, because in reality, no running back has made more than $10 or $11 million in the last 15 years and won the Super Bowl. Now, I'll leave it at that. Let me know down below if you think I'm wrong, if the running back should be getting paid. I understand that everyone deserves to get paid money, but relative to the running back market, I think they're being paid they're fine. They're fine. They don't need any sort of special $30 million contract. The only one I could say is really worth it is McCaffrey. Yes, let me know if you think I'm wrong about this, if running backs deserve more, because the trend is that running backs just don't equate to Super Bowls. Let's get into our third topic of the day. We're flying right through the show. The third and final topic is going to be we're heading to the NBA, because I believe we only have something like 20 games left, and oh my goodness, what a win for the Cavs. A couple seconds left. I think the Cavs are up by 1. Mavericks hit a bucket with 2 seconds to go, and then Max Strus, the pickup from the Heat, able to knock down, a 60-foot shot to win the game. That was just incredible. I mean, those shots aren't easy. We've all been out there from half court heaving them up there, and it's just not easy. And so, Max Strus, shout out you for keeping the Cavs in the 2nd seed last night. And that's kind of where we're going today. We're going to the standings because I wanted to see what exactly my thoughts were about where each team is right now. The first team I wanted to look at was the Boston Celtics because they're far and away the best team in the league. I believe they're 5 games above the number 1 seed in the West, and they're about 8 or 9 games up on the Cavs. So the Celtics are pretty easily going to have the number 1 seed and probably home court advantage throughout the entire postseason, including the finals if they make it, which they should. And I'm only here to point out worst case scenarios, because I think last week I said it, the Celtics should blow through the East. I don't see much competition for them in there, and because Joel Embiid's not healthy, I don't think the Cavs are really contenders yet. Not that they can't win it like next year. I don't think that. I think they're a piece away. I don't think that with this core, no matter how good they get, that they can win the finals. They need a wing. They need their big men to take steps up. Jared Allen's good. Evan Mobley's good, but they need to be great because the big men of the league are dominating right now with Jokic, Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Davis. I'll throw him in there. I'm not here to point out how easy the Celtics run would be. I think worst case scenario for them is I was looking at the Sixers, right? What would be the worst case scenario for them? and it would be a first-round matchup against Joel Embiid. And I know he might not even come back this year, and that hasn't been confirmed yet. I think they're going to look at him on April 5th. But the Sixers are sliding, right? They're 3-7 in their last 10 games as of this point, and I don't see a way that Maxey can turn it on and make this team win more than 50% of their next games. And if he does, good for him. But I don't think they want to. If they just beat teams like the Pistons, the Hornets, and the Wizards for the next couple of the next month, which I'm sure they play on their schedule, but you can correct me if I'm wrong and just spit nonsense, they're going to be a play-in team. And hopefully they're either the 9 or the 10 or even the 8 seed or 7. It really doesn't matter as long as they're a play-in team. If they get the 8 seed and they have to play a series against the Boston Celtics with a healthy Embiid, assuming that he's healthy, they're going to steal 2 of those games and wear out Boston. And then by the time round 2 comes by, and I know everyone's probably like, whoa, what about Miami? I don't know. I feel like Miami's a shell of themselves of what they were last year, and I don't feel that they're as dangerous as they were last year. I think that the Celtics' worst first-round matchup would be the Sixers, and right now they're the 6 seed. I'm looking at my phone to make sure. Miami's the 5 seed. Oh, that's actually wonderful now that I looked that up. So right now, that second-round matchup would be between New York and Miami, and by then, both of them are very physical teams. They're going to wear you out. As we saw Miami do last year, they could beat Boston, and they could absolutely do it again. I think that is probably the toughest road. If they have to go Philly, Miami, Milwaukee to get to the finals, that is absolutely the toughest road for them, because at one point people thought those would be the 3 teams that would compete for the championship with Boston. Those would be the other 3 teams out of the East that could do it. And then in the finals, who knows? The West is a little bit different to me, because I look at a team like the Lakers, and I root for LeBron because he was from Cleveland and I was a Cavs fan, go Cavs, all that good stuff. But I look at them right now, they're the 10 seed, and I feel like their road to the playoffs is not terribly difficult. All they have to do is win the play-in game and be either the 7 or the 8 seed, and they get to face Minnesota or OKC. Both teams are young and inexperienced in the postseason. I know Minnesota, I believe they stole a game or 2 against the Nuggets last year. I would still take a healthy LeBron and healthy AD in a 7-game series against any of those first 2 teams. Maybe I'm crazy, but I would, because I remember last year, the Lakers turned it on like middle of March. They were still kind of like strutting through the regular season, but at some point they just turn it on. And it's like, all right, we need to play our best basketball for the next 3 months. And that's what I feel like they're going to come out and do. So let's just say they can win a playoff game, right? Or the play-in game and get in as a 7 or the 8 seed. I think they'd rather face OKC due to how young they are. Like, Shea's a great player, right? But I would rather not have to see AD battle it out against Cat and Rudy Gobert and Anthony Edwards. And I feel like just the OKC Thunder are still a year away from really competing. I'd take the Lakers in that series against the Thunder. They'd have to get up to the 7th seed for that. But right now, Minnesota and OKC are tied for the 1 seed. The Nuggets are, of course, a team I'd say would get out of that. I think the Lakers want to try to avoid the Nuggets as long as possible. So if they are able to, let's just say the Nuggets can win their way to the 1 seed because they're only 2 games back, and the Lakers get either Minnesota or OKC in the first round, they would miss out on the Nuggets, they'd miss out on the Clippers, they'd miss out on New Orleans or Phoenix right now. And I feel like those are 3 of the biggest threats for them right now. They would miss out on all 3 of those, or 4 of those, I guess, until they made it to the conference finals, or they'd only have to face 1 of them. So their road, instead of being Jokic, Durant, Kawhi, Zion, all those guys, it would be Minnesota or OKC, and then they'd have to face, I'm doing some quick math here, Sacramento or Minnesota or OKC again. That is, I feel like, the easiest road to the conference finals for the Lakers. Whoever gets that matchup against Minnesota or OKC, I'd probably pick against them, whether it's the Warriors or the Lakers. That's just some of my thoughts right now. The standings, 20 games left, really exciting on what's going on. Let me know down below if you think that one of those teams that I mentioned, being either the Lakers or the Warriors, can make a deep playoff run, because they're older, but they're more experienced, and I take experience in 1 postseason game. That's going to be it for today's episode of the Red Shirt, episode 4, where I am wearing a red shirt. Go Ohio State, yay, all that good stuff. Of course, if you enjoyed, share with a friend, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Help me grow, help us grow. We love talking sports, and I love doing it with y'all. So comment down below any of your thoughts about what I said today. I'd love to hear the hate. Go NCAA 25. Cannot wait for that game to come out in a couple months. That's going to be it for today, and have a great day.